Hi everyone, can you hear me? Don't forget to give North and South a thumbs up on your way. Oh, yes, thank you, Denise. Let's see. Susan Williams. Hello, Susan Williams. Thanks for joining, Freehandly Maid. Denise. Looked forward to night out all day. Aw, thank you. Narrowway Farm. Hello, hello. Followed Paragon Ridge Ranch here. Is Chrissy in here yet? Let's see. Can you all hear me good? Or is my mic messed up? Kinfolk Farm of Georgia. Hello. Love these late night lives. I have a hard time trying to pick a spot that all of my other beloved channels aren't already going live. So I'm usually up all night. So I thought, well, let's just do a night owl chat. I'm sure there's more people out there that don't sleep at night or that stays up late also. There's the link if anybody wants to come in and chit chat. I'm a hot mess. I'm always a hot mess. Hey, Freehandly Maid. Look here. No hair dye in now. She was wanting me to come on Gail Southern Living Live earlier today. I cracked up when I heard her say that. I'm like, oh lordy, no. My hair was full of hair dye. I was sitting here uh, listening to the live. I say all the time I'm a hot mess, but man, oh man, that would have been a disaster to get on the live looking like that. Oh, goodness gracious. Um, my mind went blank. I was going to say something and went blank. That happens. Kinfolk Farm of Georgia. What part of Georgia are you from? Where am I from? Kentucky. The southeastern part. We're real close to the border of Tennessee on two different sides. Don't know where that is. I've been to Macon before, and of course Atlanta, and a couple other little places, but I can't remember the names of them. They were really small areas. 1 hour south of Atlanta. Ah, okay. I, I was going to Atlanta, Georgia. Me and my husband, we were going to a meeting there and to meet up with a bunch of friends and stuff. And I don't know what happened. That was before everybody had GPS and all these iPads and stuff like that. And so, the lovely Google Maps and Yahoo Maps. Excuse me a second. They'll get you where you're going until right when you're there, and then they take you the wrong direction. We ended up in Florida. I seen the Florida line sign and I'm like, what in the world? We were not very far from Atlanta to begin with. It was taking forever to get there. And I about flipped my lid when I seen the Florida sign. I'm like, holy crap, now we have to go a couple of hours back to where we're supposed to be. Let's see. Denise wanting to come in. Add to stream.
Hey,
Hi, love. How are you?
I couldn't leave you up there all by yourself.
Oh, I'm getting all choked up tonight. Uh, yes. But anyways, that was a crazy trip. I couldn't believe we did that. But that stupid Yahoo map, they do it every time. They would get you
Mhm.
right where you're going and then take you the wrong way.
Oh, yes.
But uh, I didn't have a problem once we got into Georgia. But sheesh. Now Macon, I think, is where they see. This was a long time ago when I was in Macon. I think they have a what's it called? A zoo there, and y'all had a huge flood, and it washed animals out and everything, and they had to go catch them and stuff. So that was a long time ago.
There
Hey there,
she
Chrissy.
is. Hey, Chrissy.
Welcome in. Hey, Chrissy, I've got mountains also, just not the same as yours. Mine's
She got
green.
Mountain Dew. I forgot to bring my drink. Ugh,
Well,
I don't
go
want to go
get it,
out there.
sugar pie.
Well, I would, but if I do, my boys will want something, and I just now escaped.
Oh. Well, I put Little to bed about an hour ago, maybe an hour ago. He keeps trying to talk me into letting him stay up longer and longer. Then he starts whining. I don't want to go to
Me
bed
too, Chrissy. Me too.
I love Mountain Dew. It's my fave. I'm so relieved to be here. Yeah, it was getting a little intense over there.
She's gonna come up here tonight.
I don't know. She can come up if she wants to. Is the link? Yeah, the link's in
Can,
there somewhere.
let's see,
Let me put
can
it
she
back
still
again.
see it?
I don't know. I'll put it back here.
Yes, Narrowway, you did miss. You missed a lot. Be thankful.
Yes. I can't buy Mountain Dew. The boys will drink a sip or two and leave it on. Oh, no. That is like blaspheming.
Leave it on
No,
the
no,
counter or
no. Do
drink it all
not
at 10 p.m.
leave the Mountain
Oh,
Dew.
that's not good.
No, I'm the only one in here that drinks Mountain Dew. Mark, he likes green
Oh,
tea and coffee, and I think coffee smells like dirty, stinky feet. So I don't do coffee. but uh, but the Mountain Dew, I'm completely addicted to it. It is my downfall. One of them. I have many. He has four
mine's root
cinnamon.
beer. A&W root beer. I'm very picky. I'm very
Oh,
picky about my root beer.
yeah. Tennessee is a Coca-Cola state, and I'm a Pepsi company kind of girl. I love my Mountain Dew and stuff, and when we would go there, then I would usually get um, root beer because it was pretty much everywhere there. But I haven't drank root beer in years. But then I switched from Pepsi to Mountain Dew, and because I couldn't wake up, I was at my job halfway through my shift. I'd still be like, I can't wake up. So I started chugging the Mountain Dew,
Mountain Dew will
and
wake you
it would
up.
wire me, and so then I just got addicted to it, and now I drink way too much of it a day. I'm surprised my kidneys don't just laugh and shut down. It's something else. I do drink way too much of it. And I'm always complaining about the weight that I've gained. And Mark says, well, I quit drinking pop and I lost 25 pounds in a year. And that's the only thing I changed. And I said, yeah. I can't
You
give
know,
up my pop.
guys lose weight easier than women anyway. It's a proven fact.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I love cream soda. Oh, I've never been a huge fan of it, but I like it every now and then.
I like it with vanilla ice cream. Have you all had cream soda with vanilla ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
That's my Yorkies barking. Apparently, the cat has jumped down.
Narrow way. I've never had root beer in house. Root beer.
Hi,
What's root
Drops
beer in house? I've
family.
never had root beer in house. Hey,
Drops
Drops.
family. Do you drink just hot tea, sweet tea,
He doesn't.
brewed tea with
He
no
doesn't gain
sweet in
weight.
it, or green tea? There's a lot of different teas. Long Island iced tea. Let's see. A&W is the best packaged root beer, but root beer made in-house trumps over anything. Oh, yeah. I think so.
I mean,
I
I've heard
haven't
of
really
beer in house,
been
but I've never
looking.
heard of root beer in house. I want to go find some and try some now.
Up north, they make root beer out of some tree, a sassafras tree, I think. Hot tea and
Northeast or
green tea,
northwest? Northeast or northwest? Do you know?
like Michigan area.
Okay,
Yeah.
northeast. Well, darn it, that's the opposite direction.
Homemade root beer, A&W restaurants make it. Ah, we have a business that's local that makes their. Oh yeah, homemade. Yeah,
Well, we have
yeah.
an A&W, but I don't think they make their own. I thought it was more like a fast food place.
Hmm.
Now,
My
y'all
husband
gonna make me
thinks
go
it's like
investigate.
whiskey and Dr. Pepper.
I'll be
Hey,
back next week with the results. Oh
Drops,
my
I'm not a
goodness.
drinker. I quit drinking many years ago, and I was never really a big drinker to begin with. A couple of sips of champagne, the bubbles would go straight to my head. One strawberry daiquiri done me in. Or a Mountain Dew with vodka totally done me in. And I'm the kind of person that I like to be in control of myself, and so I did not like the feeling that alcohol gave me, so I just quit. Now I might have a mixed drink on vacation once every couple of years, might, but usually not. Especially since Little was born, haven't had any since he was born, so.
Drops. Okay, the
That's your
restaurants. All right.
hope.
Yeah, see, I don't have an A&W restaurant. I just have an A&W fast food attached to KFC. So I know they're
Hmm.
using the syrup. I know it's not homemade. Dang it. Oh well.
We used to have one of those A&Ws where you pull in kind of like Sonics, where it's like
Hmm.
a drive-in, but of
Oh,
course,
I
many years
miss
ago.
Sonic. I miss Sonic so bad. And I miss Whataburger. I miss the South.
I've never heard of
I'm so
Whataburger, but
deprived up here.
we have a Sonic in the
Oh
next town
man.
over.
I love their
I'm
slushies. Their
Yeah, I'm
slushies are
getting
so
so
good.
frugal though. I just look at Sonic's prices of their burgers and I'm like, no.
Yeah, everything's going up in price, it seems like. I think we've ate at home more this year than we ever have. Of course, it does help that I'm home
Hmm.
now and I can cook,
Yeah,
which is part of
yeah,
the
that
reason why they're
makes a
getting home
difference.
cooked meals because I'm not coming home totally exhausted from work. So
We love Whataburger.
I do too,
I've
Chrissy.
never
I
heard
love
of it.
Whataburger too. I miss Whataburger. Back when I lived in Florida, y'all, every morning I would go to Whataburger. And true to my lovely autistic self, I would order the same thing every single morning. It was to the point where the people in the drive-thru would recognize my voice and they would literally say, "All right, Miss Denise, you want your usual?" I said, "Yes, please." And they would ring it up.
Oh,
That's
hi,
sad.
Gail. Gail Southern Living. I didn't see you come in.
That's my sissy in law. Hey,
Oh.
sis.
Let's see. A number one at Sonic is close to $9, and you're not filled up with a small burger and tots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think it's crazy.
expensive.
Well, they say
It
they're trying to
is.
get in $15 an hour minimum wage, and
Yep.
I'm like, sheesh, you're not going
You
to be
got to
able
raise
to
the
afford a
prices.
burger anywhere.
You got to raise the prices to cover that overhead.
Yeah. Well, see, what they don't think of is that people like my husband, where he works, he tops out at a certain amount of pay. And no matter how long he works there, he'll never get paid any more and per hour. And if they start paying people minimum wage $15 an hour, then they're making close to what he makes, and he's not getting a raise. So all
Yeah.
the people that work in jobs like that they already make more than minimum wage, they're not getting any extra money, no raises or anything like that. And so it
Yeah.
kind of messes everything up. So now the people that do go out to eat, they're not going to be able to afford to go out to eat because they're not making any more money.
Exactly.
It's it's weird though. I never thought that I would see the day where you could work in a fast food restaurant and make $15 an hour. I was like, man, I got ripped off when I was young
I
working
know.
at a fast food restaurant.
What was minimum wage when I worked at McDonald's? I think it was like $4.50.
I think it was well. I didn't work
Something
at
like that.
McDonald's. I worked at Wendy's, and I think it was $5.50 an hour or something like that.
I
I was like,
agree,
"Sheesh,
drops. I
well,
totally
what did I
agree.
miss?"
Says states
Uh,
should get their own minimum wage and the Fed should be out of it.
mm, yeah. Well, we live in Kentucky. Even when everybody else went up to $9 an hour minimum wage, Kentucky was still at 7.45 or 7.25, or maybe they bumped up to 7.45. I don't really remember now, but we're nowhere near $9 an hour minimum wage. And so, they say, oh, $15 an hour. And I'm like, yeah, unless you live in Kentucky.
Right, kinfolk?
Think about the people who went to college for years making $20 per hour. Save money and be a burger flipper. Exactly. That's what I told Mark. If they actually raise it to $15 an hour, stop working where you're working. Where you're working, you could be working 21 days straight before a day off. You're working 12-hour shifts and everything else. Go flip some burgers and be home at night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I work for the school district. I have a degree, and I was a financial. I supervised 52 people, and of course now where I lived, we were probably one of the most poorest counties in the state of Florida, but still,
Mm-hmm.
I only made $21 an hour.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
That's
yeah, our McDonald's went up to $15 an hour, and I was like, "Are you serious right now? For real? I can't even pay my student loan back." and
hey. student student loans,
I mean,
that's real. It took us 13 years to pay
ugh,
off Mark's and another 5 for mine. So yeah. Been there, done that. Don't ever want to do it again. A lot of states already do anyways. Yeah.
yeah,
Keep
they
the
do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. But that just blew my mind. I'm like, holy cow, I think they owe me some back pay.
Right?
Not that I worked there long, probably 6 months. I don't do well with public.
We already know I don't do well with public.
Well, my issue is I
Oh my
I love
goodness.
people and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. And I try not to do it on purpose, but I'm bold and I don't sugarcoat things, and I have a mind that if I think it, it usually comes out of my mouth. And um I totally lost what I was saying. What were we talking about? Oh my goodness, I'm going insane. Talking about you're the same way. People are bullies. Oh yeah, I don't do public. Thank you, Chrissy. Chrissy saves the day. Yeah. So when I work in the public, I just like I worked in this gas station, and these people would come in and they were all on checks, and they would bring their little tiny kids in their little footy pajamas at 11:45 at night because we closed at midnight, and they would be buying alcohol. And the little kids would be saying, they wanted this or they wanted that, they were hungry. And the parents would tell them no, that they ain't got nothing, they're not getting anything. And so to me, being me, it just ticks me off, Oh, wow, you're coming in here to buy alcohol the last run before we close, but here is your little child that you don't have in bed, out in footy pajamas, and saying that they're hungry, and you're not getting them anything to eat, but you're getting that alcohol. That is what I call stupid. I cannot handle stupid. It frustrates me, and then my mouth starts running. But yeah, so me and the public don't do very well. I can't help it. I really can't. Um, I am not saying that I am the smartest apple on the tree. No, no, no. I would never say that, because I say some of the stupidest stuff and I do some of the stupidest stuff sometimes. But yeah, when I can't handle stupid. I've got some family members that I really can't handle.
I have a friend of mine that lives in Louisiana, and she always tells me, well, Denise, you can't fix stupid.
Right, exactly. And you cannot. You really can't.
So,
That's what I
yeah.
call criminal. Yes. Yes. Oh, and I would get so upset, Drops. And this stuff happened all the time. And this was up north when we lived up north, and it just puts a bad taste in my mouth when people do that. Yep. I'd rather get chased by roosters than deal with the public. Narrowway Farm. Yes, I am not good at it. I really am not. Now, I enjoy talking to people. I think I said it on your live stream, Nisi, that I would talk to a tree if it would talk back.
You did.
And this is true. I really would. I would talk to just about anyone, but I cannot handle working with the public because I see it day in and day out, and I get very frustrated. And then I say something, and then like the manager or something will say, something like, "Oh, you can't say that." Sorry, I just did. But family is like fish. About 2 days, it starts to stink. Welcome to the live stream, the best life, and yes, you are right in some cases.
Yes.
What's that on the Lion King where Zazu says, everyone has one in the family? There's two in mine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that.
It's very true.
Gail says I'm happier at home. I am becoming a homebody, and I never was before. When Mark and I first got married, as soon as he would get off work, we would go walking or cross country skiing or go play tennis or rollerblade, or we were always doing something. And as soon as he was in the door, I was ready to go to get out of the house. And then we moved up north, and it'd snow up to your top of your butt crack and be freezing cold out. And so I'm like, no, and he worked night shift. So I'm like, we're not going walking at no 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah. Then I would actually go to, oh, you gotta go. See you, Chrissy. Paragon Ridge Ranch. Have a good night.
Bye,
Thanks for
Chrissy.
stopping in. I hope we weren't waking her hubby up. But yeah, so from then I would get so bored waiting for him to get home, and it would be so cold out and everything. I didn't want to go outside anywhere, so I would like go to the next town over, which was probably almost 30 minutes away, just to go to Walmart because we didn't have 24-hour. Uh, no, I'm
Oh,
no, I mean to be nice. It's late.
we're all tired.
I am really tired today, and I don't know why. Usually
I know why
Usually
I'm
I'm
tired. Oh my gosh. Because I was on one live right after another with for Shed Wars and working on that spreadsheet, and my brain is mush. Mushy, mushy, mushy.
yeah. Well, after that, I would go there just to have something to do, and then I'd go back home. Oh, we wouldn't get home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Then it was 5 o'clock in the morning because he worked from 5 until 5. But then we moved back down south, and I tell you, I would just much rather stay here at home than to go out and do much, and that's pretty sad. Well, I think a lot of it had to do with when our son was born because he didn't sleep a lot, and I didn't feel like going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as much as I love him, he is a handful, so I try not to take him to a whole lot of places because I know what's
I
coming.
understand.
And so I think I just got to
Yes.
where I just like to stay home and away from people. Yeah, I guess what's the word? Introvert. I think I'm becoming an introvert. Let's see. Lives are tiring. Yes. Well, normally, I'm usually up until, well, Mark gets up at 3 and he leaves around 4, and I'm usually up until then and fine. But today has just been a tiring day for me. I'm drained. Oh, so my brain doesn't work. Not to mention my vitamin D level is low, so that makes you kind of stupid, anyways, because your brain doesn't work right. It really does. I was having big problems. I was sitting here and I burped one day and I tried to say, "Excuse me," and it came out 7 Up. I thought,
Came
what
out
in the
7 Up.
world? Not now, nor ever have I liked 7 Up. And I couldn't even tell you how many years it's been since I've even seen a 7 Up commercial. So I was like, where in the world did that come from? And I was having these things happen to me like crazy. So I said, I gotta go to the doctor because there's something wrong with me. My brain is misfiring or something. And so I went into the doctor and they checked my vitamin D level and it was down to like a 9. And I said, sheesh, well, now I know when you're at 0, you are brain dead because I was close to it at a 9. And so they put me on some strong vitamin D, which only made me feel like I wasn't a walking idiot for just a few days after I took it. And then I was right back to being a walking idiot again. So I just started getting them over the counter and just taking one a day, and that works. But the problem is I haven't taken them in a couple of weeks, so now my brain is being stupid again. But enough about that. But now you know. If I say something stupid or I forget what I was saying, that's why.
It's the vitamin D.
It's the vitamin D, yes. At Paragon Ridge, I have 2 freezers. Oh, what did I miss above that? See, I run my mouth and then I don't see the chats. Let's see. I try to cut my visits to the store once every 2 months now. Yeah, I don't
Man, I wish.
particularly like to go. Walmart is one of my least favorite places to go. I'm already irritated before I even get there.
Oh yeah, I can't stand Walmart. Luckily, we live 50 miles away from a Walmart,
Mm.
so if we go grocery shopping, it's to the store in Hamilton, um, and then we go to Costco once a month, and we stock on. We're probably gonna start using our freezer downstairs, but this was our first year here, and we wanted to see, okay, how high is the electric bill is going to be, and we're not sure what the freezer's going to do to the electric bill, and it would be nice if we would start using the freezer, especially if my husband does go hunting next year, because we're gonna need it. Because my little tiny freezer in the kitchen ain't gonna do. it ain't gonna keep all that meat, and so we will end up having to use that freezer. Yeah, I
Says
hate going to the store. I hate it.
says they order online. I do a lot of shopping online, just so I don't have to go anywhere. Drop says he lives too far. Where did it go? Too far out for Walmart to deliver. Well, they don't deliver to your door. Drop. You got to go pick it up.
Hey, not
You
so
you just
remote
make the
Alaska.
make the order online and then go pick it up. You just call them when you're there, and then they bring it out to you. But sometimes you have to wait
Yeah,
like
when
a
I do
week
that,
before they have the
half the
stuff
stuff
that you
I
want.
want, they can't get, and then they don't tell you in time, and so now I'm stuck having to go to a grocery store anyway to get the stuff that they didn't have. So
Right,
that just
exactly.
frustrates me.
Yeah, all my friends they do the curbside pickup, and they're always complaining about stuff being wrong and not getting everything, and they already had to wait a week before their order was even ready. And I'm like, just go get it, get it yourself. Uh, let's see, curbside pickup, it's awesome. And let's see, Paragon Ridge. I have two freezers, about 30 cubic feet of space. There's just me and my daughter, so I say stocked up easy. Yes.
Chrissy, what do you do that you have to talk in public?
Andrew, let's do to talk to like-minded people. Talking in public at work to strangers drains my power. Yes, Chrissy, what do you do? What do you
Inquiry
do?
minds want to know. Tell us, tell us, tell us.
Not so remote Alaska. Hello. Welcome, welcome to the Night Owl Chat. By the way, Paragon Ridge, I get the drama thing. Don't want it and don't need it. Agree. Right there with ya. No, Walmart. Walmart is the devil. Yes. Vicky Duncourt, you're the devil. Let's see. The cheese at Walmart is terrible. I go to Safeway. I'm not involved, but I also refuse to let it affect me and all my hard work. Yeah, that's when you were talking about YouTube being your job. I was getting you. I was. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you offend people and they're just out of there. And had I not seen him before, then I would have definitely been offended by what's going on and I would have just clicked off of it. But I'd seen him before, so I kind of knew, what I was in for. Yeah, I don't want to be saying
Chrissy
stuff
used to
like that on my
manage.
channel.
Chrissy
Which, I
used to.
mean,
Chrissy used to manage many medical offices,
ah, then for the
and then they
past
own.
10
And then
years
the
in
past
marketing.
10 years, they've owned their own business.
Ah, well, there you
Man,
go.
managing medical offices, you're dealing with the public, and so,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
And now she's blessed to stay home to do this. So I love not having to go into the public. Oh,
I can
agree.
order
We
online in
owned
my
a
town. Nice, best life.
dollar store, and I hated running it. I'm like, okay, I need to pick
Oh,
the greatest employees ever, so that I rarely have to
you
go out of the
horror
office.
stories.
Yep.
Oh
Let's
my
see.
gosh,
Hi, not
dollar
so
stores.
remote. Drops family. This swearing drives me off. Um, Drops family. If I had anyone else up in the room with me, then I would have definitely got off of it. But I mean, I don't normally say words like that, but I don't really mind if other people around me do. Um, so it wasn't really that big of a deal to me. When I was younger, I had a mouth like a sailor. It wasn't until I got saved that I quit talking like that. Actually, it was before that when my niece turned 2, and it hit me that kids repeat everything, and I didn't want her getting in trouble for saying something that I had said in front of her. So that was when I started not saying those words as much. But it wasn't until I got saved that I pretty much stopped saying them. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Sometimes they slip out. Just depends on the situation, and then I have to apologize. But I am human.
Chrissy, I love dollar stores too. I just don't like the way they treat their employees. My best friend from high school was a manager for a dollar store, and the things that that she shared with me that was going on with her was just horrible. Horrible. But they got great prices and good stuff. Just wish
That's
they would
why,
treat their employees better.
yeah, if you don't have any choice, then you have to go. You know, yeah, do what you gotta do. When I lived up north, we were in little tiny areas, and like I say, about 30 minutes to the closest Walmart, and we didn't even have a grocery store in the two little towns that we were close to. The third little town had a little mom and pop grocery store, but shoo, you couldn't afford to shop there. It was
Yeah.
so expensive because it was just a mom and pop shop, and so you had to go that far away just to get to a Walmart or another grocery store. They had a Kroger's and stuff there too. But sometimes you just don't have any choice and you have to go, even though you don't like it. You got to suck it up, Buttercup.
Hey, Heritage
I'm
Heart
sorry, but I
Homestead.
love dollar stores. Oh, I do too. I can't understand how I go into a dollar store and I can't come out of there without owing at least $25. And it's like, did I really just buy $25 worth of stuff in here?
It happens.
It real fast. Best life. To be fair, all the Shed Wars people have been nice to me. You get what you give. Yeah, I've not really watched much of it. At first, I thought they were building sheds, and then and
I did
then I
too.
heard something about finding deer antlers, and I'm like, oh,
Oh,
okay, well, Shed Wars. I get it now. The deer shed their antlers, and people go out and find them. And then I hear that it's about gardening, and I'm like, wait a minute now, what is this really about? But
um,
I've not actually watched any of the videos on it, so I couldn't really tell you about it. But I'm
the
sure
Shed
there's a lot
Wars
of nice people
community,
in there.
the Shed Wars community have been very, very supportive of myself, definitely. And most of those that are in Shed Wars do not speak like that. There's a few.
Mhm.
And really, honestly, they're just razzing each other. But if you're an outsider coming in and you don't know
You
that,
don't know it,
it,
no.
it can put you off.
Oh,
So I
yes.
totally get where you're coming from, Chrissy.
Oh, yes. Hi, Heritage
But
Heart
they really
Homestead.
are good people. I promise. They're just, that's
Well,
just the.
I like John. I've watched him on many lives and stuff. It's just,
He's actually a
you
really
know,
sweet guy. Don't let him
yeah,
fool you.
he
He's
just
really just a
comes
big
off
old
really
teddy bear.
strong.
He's a
He
big
comes
old
off
teddy bear.
really, he comes off really strong, and if you haven't seen him on some stuff where he's not came off really strong, then you're like, whoa, who is this guy? But like I say, you watch a couple of lives with him, then you understand his personality a little bit more, and then you're okay with it. Can you all hear me, or am I covering my mic again?
Heritage says you need
Heritage
a
Heart,
microphone.
I do. I really do. I don't.
I think it's because your finger keeps hitting where the speaker is, where you talk. Are you on your tablet again?
Yes. I really do. Well, I have a headset with a mic in there, but I think that you have to charge it.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't got it out of the box yet, but just a plain mic, that's what I need. Because I have this problem all the time. See, I don't have anything to set this iPad on in the living room. When I'm in the bedroom, I have the desk set up and I have a little stand that can sit on the desk and hold it. But when I'm in the living room, so that I don't wake anybody up, then I have nothing to put it on. So I just have to sit and hold it. And my fingers get tired because they're like, "Ooh, I don't even know. You can't see." I'm moving it all. I'm going to drop the iPad. Trying to show you my fingers, but they're all funky looking,
Hey, that's
holding
a
it
good
like
idea.
this or something or another. So they get tired, and then I have to move it, and then I end up putting my fingers over the mic again. Okay, let me scroll back up and see what I missed. But yeah, he just would come off very strong to someone who has not seen some of his lives, but once you've or seen him on other people's lives, but once you see him a couple times, then you realize that that's just his personality, and you're okay with it. But you know. I was saying in there, well, I'm glad I didn't turn in a video for it
I
because,
saw
you know,
that.
if someone talked to me like that, but that's just how he is, you know, but that I just wouldn't do it because if he talked to me like that, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, he doesn't talk to everybody like that. Only certain people. There's only like certain key people that he talks to like that.
That he has a special bond with. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but still yet.
It's like that good
Special
old
bond
boy,
or not, it
that
wouldn't
good
work.
old boy locker room
Right. I've not liked no
initiation
one
type
to
chat.
join any views or conversations about Shedward due to what I see on live. Sorry, I just don't understand it. Right. Yeah. Well, like I say, I haven't actually seen any of the Shedward videos that anybody's posted. But I thought that it would be interesting the first time that I actually figured out what it was about, that it was
Yeah.
for growing gardens. And because, you know, I grow a garden every year and quite a big one. And I love my garden. So I thought, oh, well, that would be fun because I'm already growing a garden, anyways. And, but then I started hearing some more stuff and it's like, no, I'll pass. But, you know, I mean, that's what makes the world go round. Everybody is different. And so he's just a little different. It's just not my kind of different. You know, not my cup of tea. I thought they were building sheds. Yes. Yeah, I really did. I thought,
I did too.
oh, okay, shed wars. Well, people are building because when I had seen it, I had seen the title. There was someone standing by a shed.
There was, I know.
So that's what I said. Oh, well, they're building sheds, you know.
I
Well,
actually
what's it
asked,
about? My dog is bigger than your dog type
yeah,
thing, you know, who can build the coolest shed.
I had
And I
actually
really
asked
thought
my
it.
sister-in-law what it was because I was confused and I knew that she had done it last year. So she was able to fill me. And what it basically, it's a competition. And you weigh your harvest, and the team that has the most wins and gets bragging rights. And the main goal of doing that is to be in the competition. You have to do videos and do a teaching video on what you're doing and show what you're growing, and you have to do 2 videos a month, and you have to grow 3 different ways. You have to grow either, and you can choose which ways you want. So you've got in the garden bed, in the ground, in a pot, in anything really. You can grow in a tree stump if you want. I know Simply Jan does. And then Monty's in Motion, and this is really cool. She took, they had soil bags that were empty, and her son grew tomatoes in soil bags, and he grew big ones. I was shocked. And so the goal is to teach how to garden in many, many ways and start showing people you can do this. You can do this in condos, apartments, wherever, and teach people how to grow and be more self-sufficient. That's the overall goal of Said Growers.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know.
Yeah.
That's all I can say,
Yeah. Well,
So,
anytime you're trying to teach somebody how to be more self-sufficient is a good thing. You know, it just different personalities,
yeah.
and you know, some people don't understand
I'm
it.
in
But
it.
like I say, if the people that did get offended by it and stuff, if they had watched more lives with him and stuff, then they would see that you know, he's just goofing around, you know, he's just joking and stuff. That's just his personality, that he doesn't really mean it. But you know, you've got new people coming in and they'd be like, what in the world? I'm out of here.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be comical to watch me, you guys, because I've never even kept a plant alive before. So I'll definitely bring comedy to Shed Wars, if anything. Don't know how
I
much harvest I'm going to bring in, but I'll definitely bring some laughs.
well, I tried that growing in a bag before, the
Uh-huh.
soil bags. It did not go well for me. The
Oh,
stuff
okay.
dried out so fast. And I mean, you just have to lay the water to it, which, I'm in Kentucky and we have some pretty hot summers and stuff, and it would just dry out so fast that it would just kill everything. And I tried like three or four different bags. I can't remember if it was four. It might have just been three,
Have you
but
tried
nothing
growing
fared
in
well
a
in it.
Have you tried growing in 5-gallon buckets yet? Have you tried
Oh
that?
yeah, yeah. We did 5-gallon buckets, and we made potato bins out of just wire and landscape fabric, the cheap stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
filled it with dirt and grew potatoes in there. That did well. And we've grown in plastic totes before in kiddie pools. But whatever you grow in that, the dirt is kind of shallow, so you do have to water it every day. Let's see.
Good night, Narrowway.
Yes, good night, Narrowway. Thank you for stopping by. Sweet dreams.
Where did
Heritage
my
Heart Homestead.
sister-in-law
I made
go?
a stand for my phone. Oh, yeah, I
Gail
already said that.
Southern Living, are you still in here, or did you go to bed and sneak away?
She fell asleep probably during my vitamin D spout. But yeah, the swimming pools, it works for a good raised bed, and I think ours probably last about 5 years, somewhere around through there. So she's sleeping. Yeah,
She's sleeping. Either that, or she's doing two lives at once and going back and forth.
could be, could
Turkey
be.
butt.
But yeah, we've tried a lot of different things. We have different kind of raised beds, from wooden raised beds to last year I think it was I built a cobblestone bed, and
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
yeah, it was really interesting. All right, the first part of the bed looks hideous, but then I started getting the hang of it. So
Hey, as long
yeah,
as it works.
yeah.
That's
So about, well, almost to the end of the front side, it started looking real good. I was getting the hang of it. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. But the first part, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to buy one of them wire brushes that you clean a grill with and try to scrape some of that extra concrete out, make it look a little better. Everything dries out fast here. Does here too, for sure. I was a good gardener before I moved here, so I'll be right there with you. Let's see. Just popping in to say hello and thank you for the shout out. Bar Run Forge. Oh, you are fabulous. I love your stuff. Hey, y'all, if you haven't went over and checked out Bar Run Forage, I really liked their Valentine Day when they did a rose and a heart, and it was pretty doggone cool. But yeah, Bar Run Forage.
I believe that's the one I subbed to after I saw your shout out. Pretty
They're
sure.
pretty cool, pretty cool. I think at the first part I had to take the music off of it. I spent all that time, and well, I was getting all of the stuff put together so that I would have it to put it on StreamYard. And then something happened, and I don't know what happened. I was having a hard time, so I thought, forget this. I've already put hours and hours and hours into this. I'm just going to upload it as a video. And when I did, it came back with copyright on it. And I'm
Oh,
like, oh no, somebody's music in there was not copyright free. And so then just trying to figure it out, I thought, no, I'm not going to figure it out. I'm just going to try to go through, and anybody who has music in that part of their video, I'm just going to turn it off, because at that point, it had taken quite a long time to even load it because the internet was just messing up.
mm-hmm.
I was just having a hard time. So I said, oh man, this video isn't going to be very good. Not being able to play the music, having to cut it off and stuff. Where are you located? I am in Kentucky, real close to the Tennessee border on two different sides. Let's see. Oh, what you need then is a soaker hose and a timer to turn on. Yes. We had soaker hoses in our garden, and they'd still take forever, and it just seemed like it just never watered them right. So this year we've got the drip tape system, which does a much better job. And we put landscape fabric down in, well, woven weed barrier down in our garden,
Mm-hmm.
and so that drip tape will be great going in it, because I literally spend hours watering our gardens, and I just don't want to do that this year. Let's see. There was a soaker hose. I use a timer for water. Yeah, we have a timer on ours too. But something happened to our water spigot, it wasn't shutting off, so we had to buy the little spigot connector that has the two little things coming down from the side that you can add an extra water hose to.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then he just didn't put the timer back on it. Well, it was, later in the season anyway, so.
I think I'm going to have to collect rainwater because, I mean, we have a sprinkler system, but the problem is we can only run the sprinkler system for so many minutes each day, because then we start draining the well to the other cabin that our tenant lives in, and then we leave them without water, which is not good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the garden's going to get enough water or not. So I got to figure all that out.
Yeah, rain barrels are a great way to go. We have some, but we need to fix a. Well, my goal is to put a lot more in, but we're very blessed here. We get quite a bit of rainfall and a year. We don't normally get snow. Wintertime comes around, we get rain, and then springtime it seems like all it does is rain. So we get a good amount of rain, but we also have a creek down behind our barn, so we have a water source there. Then we have a pond up on the back side there. And when it rains, it's like we have, it's Kentucky, so it's mountains. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like you have little waterfalls coming down for a couple of days after a good rain. And then there is also a spring. I haven't found it yet, because that requires walking in the mountains to locate that, and this one is terrified of snakes. So someone else is going to have to go find that spring, but I want to put a spring box in there and have it coming down to the house and to the gardens and stuff.
We do have an irrigation system coming from the waterfall, but it pretty much feeds only in the pastures where all the cattle are, and then eventually it goes into our pond, which is way far away from our garden. So I don't know. I gotta figure it out. Oh, Chasing America is new.
Oh, hello, Chasing America.
Welcome.
New to
Welcome,
the hub.
welcome.
I didn't see you come in, but welcome, welcome. Let's see. If you dig a stream, if you have a stream, dig a pond. We already have a pond. Are you talking
How deep
to
is your pond?
Lucy? Huh?
How deep is your pond? Do you know?
No clue. And I am jumping in to see.
Ours
I
is
have no
26
idea.
feet deep.
Wow. Yeah, I have no idea how
I'm
deep
like,
it is.
dang.
I am not a pond kind of swimming person. If it were up to Little, he would just jump right in. But I don't like fish knocking into me, nudging me, or any kind of plants or anything touching me. I freak out thinking snake. So I don't. Oh my goodness, that's a big bass pond. Yeah, that's pretty deep. So I have no idea.
Yeah.
I
We
haven't
have
even been
we keep
fishing in it
trout.
before.
We
But
keep trout in our pond,
mm,
Chrissy. I wonder how
little
big they're.
has went up with Mark and with my nephew. There I go with my hair again. And it's it's an awful mess. I can't tell which way to do it. But he's caught a couple of fish out of there before. He calls them his big whopper. They just catch and release it, turn it back, and so he gets upset if anybody says they're going to go up there and catch his fish. That's my big whopper. But I have no idea how deep it is or anything, and I
Yeah,
ain't jumping in to see.
I have to use an inner tube when I go into the pond. I don't.
Now, when we
Otherwise,
lived
I don't. Because we got fish and crawdads, and we've got 4 turtles. Mm-mm. Nope, I'm with you. And it's
now
all
when
muddy at the bottom.
Oh yeah, when we lived up north, I didn't mind going canoeing or tubing, but I didn't want to just be. My mother-in-law and father-in-law, they lived on the lake, and the lily pads started growing up in it, and so they hooked this little thing. I don't know what it was, just something they had laying around to their boat so that they could to their little paddle boat, and they would paddle around and pull the lily pads out. So, because if you try to fish or anything, you just get tangled up in them. And she's like, "Oh yeah, you can get on the floating deck and on the floating dock and go swimming." And I'm like, "Oh no, nope." This
I
girl
think
likes
I
hotel swimming pools, the
see.
swimming pool in my backyard. And if the water is very clear, moving swiftly, and I'm in a canoe or something like that, I'm okay with it. But no, I'm not swimming in a pond.
Up here, our water is so cold all year round, even during the summer. I went into the pond twice, once in July and once when my sister-in-law and my brother came to visit, and I will tell you, the water felt cold. It was like it's like glacier water. It is glacier water. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I was like, it's not bad. And I'm like, my lips are turning blue. So, yeah, no,
When we
no.
lived up north, we would go to Ludington, Michigan, and see the fireworks on the 4th of July. And it would be pretty nice during the day, and there you were in your bathing suit and everything, and you'd be like, "Oh, that water looks so nice. Let's go out in it, step one toe in it. Forget that crap. Get your butt back. It's freezing cold water." I'm like, "How can it be this nice and that water be so cold?" Remember, I'm from the south. Our water gets nice and warm. And I'm like, "I can't believe this. This is so cold." And Mark's like, "It's like Michigan. It's never warm." But then you'd be sitting on the beach, you had a nice day and you're in your bathing suit and you're in shorts, you're walking around, and then the sun starts going down and you are freezing. You're like bundling up in everything that you can just to watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is July, for heaven's sakes. Where's the heat? Look at me. Somebody's got to teach me which way to go with this hair, because look at this crap. I look all dumb. Oh well. It is what it is. If I can't see the bottom, my feet ain't going in it. Chasing America. Exactly. I agree. That's what I like about the Caribbean. You can see really far down. That's what I like about swimming pools. You don't have to worry about it.
Hot springs.
Oh,
I
excuse
want
me.
to try a hot spring pool so bad. And there is one really close to us. We just haven't had a chance to go. So,
Let's see. I'd fill it full of catfish. Drop says, with the pond. I don't even know what all is in our pond. We've lived here for, oh, 9 to 11 years. I can't think tonight. Somewhere around through there. And I've only been up to the pond like 3 times. And I've never fished in it. So no idea what's in it. I just know there's fish in it. Little goes up there with either his cousin or or with Mark, and they'll throw some fish food in there every now and then. Or he'll take his pole and try to fish a little. I think that he said one of the fish that they caught was a sucker or something like that.
Huh.
I don't know what a sucker is, but
I don't either.
apparently there's one in the pond. Heritage Heart. Nope, can't do cold water. Me either. Let's see. Oh, where'd they go? I touched something. Okay, there it is. Drops at Chasing America. There's a reason they say sucking pond water. I don't understand that. I would never swim in a pond ever. Lakes are questionable. Yes. Lakes are questionable. When I was a kid, we would go to Cumberland Lake, and they had, like, they called it the Three Sisters, just big, huge rocks, and all of us idiots would jump off of it. It was big fun back then, kids, teenagers, and kids fearless. And I was telling my mom about it, and she was telling me, yeah, when she was a kid, someone did that, and they ended up right in a bed of water moccasins and did not survive. And I didn't jump off the Three Sisters after that. I was like, no, no, thank you. Snakes, fish, alligators. We don't have alligators here, so I don't have to worry about that. Kim, your hair looks pretty. Oh, thank you. I just misclaralled it today. I shall never be gray as long as they make Miss Clairol. Not that I have any gray hair, anyways, but I won't. Let's see. I have an 8-foot stock tank pool, and I love it. Oh. Is it one of the big round ones, Chrissy? Got to get some rest so I can work. Oh, yes. Well, thanks for stopping in, Bar Run. Have a good night. I'll have to check out your videos. I loved all the ones that I've seen so far. I did a canoe trip down the Colorado River before. They have tons of hot springs on the Arizona side. Oh, that would be fun.
We have several here in the Bitterroot Valley too. We just, with the virus and everything, they haven't really been open. They're starting to reopen now though, so I would love to go. And they have one that's actually a pool, and they feed the hot spring water into it, and I really want to go, like, really bad.
Oh,
because you can see the floor.
By
and
the
it's
way,
warm.
my name is Erica.
Erica.
Erica. I'm
Nice
Kim.
to meet you, Erica.
And that is Denise, aka Niecy. Let's see. Carp. Sucker is a carp. Okay, I know what a carp is, so now that makes sense to me. It's fish. Yes, good one. It's basically what we call a carp when I was a kid. You see how much I know about fishing. I take my pole and I take the snacks and a blanket. North puts the hook and everything else on my pole, including the worms, and he takes off whatever I catch. And he gets very frustrated with me because he says, I can't never catch anything because I'm constantly working your
helping
pole.
you. I can do the worms, the minnows, but I don't like taking the fish off the hook. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to get bit.
I don't like the slimy feeling, and I'm afraid that, their scales are going to get me, or if they flip around, then total girl. And so now if I have a sock to put on my hand, then I can take the fish off the hook myself. Now, don't ask me why. But I can't, I'm not very happy about it, but I can do it. But the worms, oh no, that wiggly, yeah, no, 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 no. I don't put worms on that. Oh, well, now see, I do have an exception. If someone else already got a worm out and it was too big, so they broke it in half and it is no longer wiggling around, then I
Uh-huh.
can put it on the hook. Total, total girl. I am not ashamed to admit that. Let's see. I was just being funny, Drops. Nice to meet you both. Nice to meet you too. Let's see. Yeah, I picked up on that. Country don't mean dumb. This is
Oh,
true.
remember the last time you went live and you and Drops, and we were all talking about different ways to heat, and you guys were talking about a heater that you plugged in that is filled with oil. What was that thing called again? Because
An
I'm going
oil
to go
heater.
buy one, an oil heater. But it was we were talking sizes. What was the biggest? What was the biggest size that Drops was talking about? I think I'm gonna need the bigger one to heat up that downstairs room where the wood stove was that we can't use because it
They
blows
have
too
a
much smoke in the house.
they have two buttons on them. The first button you can turn on and it's low, and then they have a knob that you can turn from one to high.
Okay.
And the second button, if you turn the low button off and you turn the second button on, then it's a medium plus the dial. But if you turn both of the little buttons on, then you're on high. So
Okay.
they really do put out the heat. They really do.
I need to get one for downstairs because that's where that's where my craft room is supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
but it's too cold down there. So our dining room where we're supposed to eat has now all my crafts on it. So I gotta fix that situation.
Mm-hmm. You can get them at Walmart. Usually has them the superstores and Lowe's, places like that. They used to be around $50. I think they're about up to 60 now though. But yeah, they are really good heaters. You have them in a room and you have them on high, they'll run you out of the house. They'll get so warm. Let's see.
Mystery Heater Big Buddy Safe Indoor Propane Heater, and you can add the 9-volt battery on for forced air.
Yeah, we have a Big Buddy also. But if you just get the little propane tanks to it, it kind of goes through it pretty fast. But yeah, that's a good backup for when you don't have any power. Or if you have a bigger tank that you can hook to it instead of just using those little bitty ones, little
Mm-hmm.
bitty green camper ones. I think you can put in them. Unless he's talking about a bigger one, because I know they do have some bigger sizes in those, in the Mr. Heaters. Excuse me. How country are you, Drops? I'm starting to question my countryness.
That's
I love
funny.
catfish. Get me the buttermilk and cornbread. And I'm baking it. Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, we would get cane poles and go fishing on my grandparents' land. And it seems like all we ever caught was catfish. And so my brothers would haul them back up the mountain and everything. And we would always take them to my mama. And she would just smile so big, and she loved fried catfish.
Ooh, me
And
too.
we never took them home with us, but man, oh man, she was always all
It's good
excited to
eating.
get it. I guess because she just got to the age to where she couldn't go down there and fish herself. So
Mhm.
when any of us grandkids would bring her a bunch of them, she was like, "Oh yeah." But yeah, and I didn't have catfish for a lot of years later. And then someone in the area was doing a fundraiser because their grandparents' roof had started leaking, and they didn't have the funds to put a new roof on it. So they had a big, huge catfish fry in our parking lot at our store that we had, and we went out there and got some, and I'm like, oh man, they know how to cook this stuff. It was delicious. And I was sorry that I didn't get more and bring them for later that day because it was delicious. But they did real well, and they did raise all the money that they needed. So their grandparents' roof did get fixed, but man, they knew how to cook the catfish. Let's see. Country enough, a short drive out west is 100 miles. You get the refill kit so you can use a 15-gallon propane tank. Yeah, we got one of those. I guess it's a conversion kit or something like that, and put on ours to be able to hook it to big tanks. I think I had to order it online. Actually, I know I had to order it online because nobody around here in our little rinky-dink area carried anything like that. Heritage Heart. I'm in North Carolina on the South Carolina line. People say this ain't country. Well, I've been to North Carolina and South Carolina, and if you're right around that line, honey, you are country. There's a lot of peanut stands around there, and that's just about it. Well, there's always little towns and stuff with other stuff. But yeah, we go to South Carolina to Myrtle Beach usually every year, and a lot of nothing but flat, and then a peanut stand. Flat, and then some peaches.
Peanuts.
Flat, and then some more peanuts. Oh, you ain't in the north. Well, I couldn't tell you what the road numbers are because I just don't pay attention to that. We set the GPS and we just do what Samantha says to do. If the GPS quit working, I would not be able to tell you what roads to get on to get back here.
Good night, Chrissy.
Good night, Chrissy. Paragon Ridge Ranch, calling it a night. Sweet dreams, sweetie. Oh, yeah, but beautiful place. So I love North Carolina and South Carolina. It's actually one of my favorite places to go. I was on somebody's live the other night, and we were talking about cruises. I can't remember whose live that was. I watched so many, it kind of all mixes together.
They all blend in together.
But I was like, yeah, my perfect vacation is one of two things: either going and sitting on a beach and doing nothing but sitting on the beach all week, or going on a cruise. So yes, I love the beach. I've not been to any beaches in North Carolina though. Just South Carolina. Haven't been to the beach since. Oh, and you live that close. Oh.
We love the beaches too.
I'm going to have to take a potty break. So, Nisi, I'm going to leave you right there for a minute.
Hold the fort. I'll hold the fort down.
All righty.
Yeah, we little man definitely love the beach, and we wouldn't go until about, well, I mean, we lived in Pensacola, Florida, so we went to Pensacola Beach, and we wouldn't go till about, we'd start heading there at about 4:00 and get there at about 4:35, so that the hottest part of the day was pretty much over with, and we would take him then, because in the summer, my son and I, we couldn't handle how hot it got in the summer in Florida. But that white sand was like sugar. Oh man, I actually brought some white sand with me to Montana, and it's sitting in vases in my kitchen window. So I was able to bring a little bit of Florida with me when we moved here 8 months ago. But yeah, the beaches are gorgeous, especially when the sun is setting and it's setting over that water. It's so pretty. But here in Montana, we don't have beaches, but we have beautiful lakes. But they're freezing cold, even in summer. There is my husband has some friends come visit from the East Coast. I can't remember where they live, but they're close enough to drive to a beach too. They came to visit us, and we took them to Colma Lake. And my husband and his buddy got in the water, and my husband was sending pictures to my brother, and so they dared me to get in the water, and I went ahead and got in the water, and I stayed in the water long enough. In the water, I was on my very tippy toes because it was deep, and I stayed just long enough in the water to have a picture taken of me in the water, and then I got the heck out of there because it was freezing. Because all that water is literally glacier water, and so it doesn't matter what time of summer it is, that water is freezing cold. Holden Beach, North Carolina, is about 4 hours from us, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, is right below Holden Beach. Nice. I've never gotten to go on. I lived in North Carolina when I was really young, early 20s, when my oldest daughter was just still a baby. But we weren't close enough to. I mean, it was probably a day's drive to the beach, but I never got a chance to go to any of the beaches on the East Coast. Not even in Florida. I've never been to right on the beach, like in Jacksonville, Florida, or St. Augustine. I mean, I saw the beach in St. Augustine, but I never went and hung out on the beach because we weren't there that long. I was there long enough to do a ghost tour, and that was pretty much it. But the sand is really different from the Gulf, East Coast, and West Coast. So it's really cool to see all the how different the sand is. But we do have several hot springs here in Bitterroot, and I really want to. Although you do have to be, I did hear through the community page that we have to be careful with which hot springs we go to because our son may see something we don't want him to see. So I need to do my homework before we start exploring hot springs. Make sure we don't go to one of those.
Oh, good night, Drops. Thanks for coming.
Good night, Drops.
Have a good night. Sweet dreams.
I'm fixing to head to bed here in a few minutes, too. My boys are doing a Klondike event for Cub Scouts tomorrow, so I'll have the house to myself for a couple of hours on Saturday. What to do. I don't know.
I've never been to
It's too cold for me to hang out with them. Oh, it's so pretty.
Orlando. Oh, what was it? Miami, Orlando. Oh, what's the place before Orlando? The airport there.
I
forgot.
I'm trying to think. I can't. My brain's not working right now.
And I didn't get to go to the beach there, but we went to Key West, and I guess they have. I thought that it was going to be a regular beach, and then when we got there was like chain link fence around it, and I guess it was a naval beach.
Oh,
and,
okay.
So
yeah,
it was a lot of rocks and stuff.
Government owned. I've never gotten a chance to go to Key West. What was that like?
Not very impressive to me.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I had high hopes. I was really disappointed. We seen Hemingway's house.
Oh my gosh! If you ever get a chance to go on to the other side of the Florida coast, like where the Panhandle is, the sand is so silky soft, and it's white like sugar. It's so gorgeous and so beautiful. So if you ever get a chance, go, 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 go.
I would like to go to Panama Beach. I've never been there in Florida.
Panama City Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I lived there for
Mm-hmm.
many years. And it's a pretty nice beach. It's a lot nicer now that the MTV spring break party crowd has now decided to go more to Mexico, Cancun. When I lived there, a lot of that was still going on, and it was a little too crazy. It has built up a lot, though. There's a ton of condos, and it's more expensive than Pensacola Beach. But of all the beaches on that side of Florida, Panama City rates pretty high. Then, of course, there's Destin, which is after Crestview. And then there's Pensacola Beach. My favorite is Pensacola Beach because there's a lot of area you can drive down to. You can get right away from the main strip, and you can really enjoy the beach without all the noise. So it just depends on what you're going there for.
I seen this island or Shell Island, I think maybe was the name of it, where supposedly you can get the greatest seashells and stuff from.
Yes.
We're used to going to Myrtle Beach, and just about every shell you pick up is just broken or something.
Shell Island is very nice to go to in a nice area, and that definitely, I highly recommend Shell Island. You'll really enjoy Shell Island. And it's not overpopulated, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So
our little is a road trip kind of kid. I guess he gets that from me because I'm always up for a good road trip. But he loves going to the beach and stuff and treasure hunting.
The local seafood is very, very good. Very good. Oh my gosh, you're making me miss home so bad.
I have gotten so frugal. That's what happens when you when you get out of debt and then you start doing stuff for yourself, and then you think, why would I pay that much money for something that I could do myself?
Yep.
And so the same thing with cooking at home and stuff. I'm like, I can make so much better food than that, and it would cost me a fraction of the money, and then I can use that money for something else. And so when we go to Myrtle Beach, we usually get a room that has a kitchen, kitchen and everything in it. And then as soon as we unpack and stuff, then we'll go down to the grocery store and we'll grocery shop.
Oh yeah, that's totally the way to do it.
Fix stuff at the house because I'm telling you, a lot of those places, we would go to eat the first couple of years that we would go there, and I'd be like, this cost a lot of money, and the food wasn't even all that good. And a lot of people like that. What is it? So Many Brothers burger, Seven Brothers burger, or something or another like that. And we heard,
I know what you're talking about. Five Brothers.
Five Brothers, yes.
Yes, I've eaten there. I wasn't impressed.
And they're like, oh, it's so good, you've got to go there. So we went, and I was like, that much money for a burger?
It's expensive. Yeah, it's expensive.
And then we ate it, and I'm like, I've had a lot better burgers from just our local mom and pop shops around here, and they didn't cost half that much. I'm like, man, oh man, what we paid for one burger, I could have fried all of us a good burger.
They got some really cute beach houses you can rent for vacation rentals. Oh, you guys should look into that too, because I love the little beach houses. And they got the full works, full kitchen, full everything.
My cousin, they always rent a condo when they go, but it's like $1,500.
Nice.
And he says you have to, as soon as you get there, you have to start. You have to get your phone out and just start recording, so that you can prove that you did not cause any damage and that it was nice and clean when you left, or they'll charge you, a lot of extra money and stuff for. And I don't know. I've never stayed in one. I guess it would be nice and stuff, but I kind of like the fact that room service comes in and cleans
That's
up
true,
stuff
because
for you when you're on
that's true.
vacation.
Yeah, if you have a beach house, you'd have to clean it yourself
Yes,
before you
yeah, and they
left.
do. And I'm like, that's an awful lot of money to have to clean up after yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
But now, the last time that we went to Myrtle Beach, oh, I don't remember the name of the hotel that we stayed at, but it was really nice, except that they had a kid area and it was supposed to close at like 9 or something like that, but it never did. And our
Mm.
balcony was like 2 floors above it, and you couldn't even sit
Oh,
out
see
there because of all the noise from the
the
water
noise.
part of the little kid area, and the kids, they were just having fun and stuff, but you could not even hear the ocean from it
Oh, yeah.
because the water, they had the water falling over this and that and splashing, and then the kids having fun and stuff, being loud. And that's one of the things that I enjoy about going to the beach is getting to sit on your balcony and listening to the waves and stuff. And so that was pretty loud, but we got chased out of there because the hurricane came and we had to leave. But it was a really nice hotel. But I said, if we ever stay there again, we're not getting anywhere near that kiddie play area. Nowhere near it. I mean, it.
I s-
They said it closes at 9, so I'm like, okay, most of the day we'll be down at the beach, so no big deal. Um, you know, no big deal. We can deal with it. And because they were almost booked up, they only had a few rooms available.
mm.
And but then they did not close at 9. So it's like, sheesh. You have to literally go walk the beach to
The
hear the
water.
ocean when you have an oceanfront balcony room. But yeah, that was a flop of a vacation because the hurricane came in.
Which hurricane was it?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I think it was last year. Um, no, the C word was all last year, so we didn't do
Okay.
it. It was the
Yeah.
year before.
The year before.
Can't remember the name of it. I don't keep
I
track of
can't
all these
remember.
hurricane names. I'm in Kentucky. We don't get hurricanes here.
Oh, my youngest daughter was born in Panama City,
I'm
and
sorry, Heritage Heart. I know we talk about the beach and it makes me want to pack up and go too.
I know my youngest daughter was born in Panama City, um, and my son was born in Pensacola. So I have two Florida babies. And my youngest is at FSU in Tallahassee. So, of course, she has to really drive somewhere to get to a beach. And she's been spoiled her whole life. So you know, she'll on the weekends, she'll take one of her college girlfriends and they'll take a quick drive over to Jacksonville area and go to the beach. But she's like, yeah, mom. She's like, pools aren't the same. She's a beach baby. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she if she could live literally on the beach, she would. So,
Our son would too. He was crawling on a beach before he was 1 year old,
yep.
and he's a water baby. And the first time we put him in a swimming pool, in the little kiddie pool, I think he was 6 months old. 6 old, I think, somewhere around there. He couldn't sit up on his own yet without being held. And we put him in a pool, and he loved it. He has been a water baby ever since. I mean, still
It's
tonight, I was
gorgeous.
having to get after him for playing in the water in the bathroom sink because, if you can't go jump in the swimming pool, then sink is the next best thing. But
Heritage,
he's just
my
drawn to
husband's
water, and
Heritage
we
says
have to make sure that the pool deck is closed real good and stuff, because it would not shock me for him to go jump right in, and yeah, you really have to watch him, because he is a water baby, but he loves the ocean, loves it, loves it, loves the beach. I said, if we ever got a camper and went around, we'd just have to stay around the beach.
If you ever get a camper, camp at Fort Pickens.
I will never remember that because chances of me
If you ever
getting
buy
a
a
camper
camper,
is
just send me a
unlikely.
quick. Hey, what was the name of that place again, Nisi? And I'll tell you, Fort Pickens. That place is fun, and it's
Heritage says my friend rented a beach house. It was nice. I want to go back to beach. Yeah, I missed that. I missed that one earlier. Sorry, Nisi. I didn't mean to
it's okay.
interrupt you. I just didn't want to, make them think that I was ignoring them. Heritage House. What's your name? Heritage Heart. What's your name?
Her husband hates the beach.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My
My
husband's not a
son's
big fan of
sister.
the beach. Oh my gosh.
Fran. Okay. Hello, Fran. Yes, if you have sinus problems, just go jump in the ocean. The salt water will clear them right out. Absolutely. That's what's so great about those neti pots, also. They pretty much do the same thing. They kind of act like jumping in the ocean.
I need to do a little photo video of my husband's and my wedding on the beach. We're wearing mossy oak, and we totally forgot we were wearing sunglasses when we said our vows.
Well, I've got a really good wedding boo boo, but I can't tell you.
And we're wearing mossy oak shorts, people. It wasn't like we were all dressed up like, the really cute weddings where they're all like wearing the same white clothing and they all like, no. No, it was total redneck wedding. I'll have to put that together because it is comical. I got my fantasy wedding app a year later though. I got to get in my dress and be in a limo 1 year later, but yes. It's funny seeing people wearing mossy oak shorts on white sand. It's like there's something wrong with this picture.
You might be a redneck.
That's right. I even made my own bouquet of flowers, and they weren't really flowers. They were like sticks and twigs
Ah.
with like maybe a couple white fake roses. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so hilarious.
I made my own bouquet.
Oh, and we were wearing mossy oak baseball caps. Y'all got to see it. It's so funny. I can laugh at it now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would like to. I think I would like to get a camper. I've always been a hotel room service, air conditioning, no bugs allowed kind of gal. But my husband, he grew up camping, and they loved it. And they one year his dad worked on the railroad, and he took the whole summer off and took uh, my mother-in-law and my husband and brother-in-law. They were young at the time, and they went pretty much half of the United States and camped and everything everywhere. And he would tell me about, all the different places that they went and the things that they seen and this and that. And I thought that would be so cool. And then I think, yeah, but I'm not the camping kind of person. I don't like
Campers, it's
mosquitoes. I don't like
yeah.
bugs. It seems like an awful lot of work. To me, it seems like the wife is not on vacation. She's got a little bitty area with everybody squeezed into itty bitty living space. And she's still having to cook and clean and do dishes, and she's having to do it in a much smaller space and stuff. So to me, I never really thought that it was like a vacation, for the wife, but it is for
Yeah,
everybody
because
else.
you would have to
And
keep up with the cleaning of the dishes.
yes.
You would.
And so then I started thinking, well, it would be so nice though to give Landon that same experience, for us to just drive around to all the different states and see everything just like Mark got to do. And then I thought, well, that would require a camper. So then I started thinking, okay, maybe I would like to have a camper so that we could do that. And then I started watching RV things on. Oh, Fran, I just seen it. We used to be truck drivers, don't want an RV. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Okay, ladies, I'm turning in. Good night. Good night, Fran. It was nice having you
Good
on the
night,
live. Come
friend.
back anytime, hon. But then I started watching, what is it? RV Life or RV Living, something or another like that, where I think his name is Tom. He does
Yes.
interviews with everybody. And then I
Yes.
started thinking, well, that's pretty cool. These people are living in their cars. They're, living in trucks with campers. They're converting these little buses and this and that. And then others had campers. Others had RVs. And I thought, well, that would kind of be a little cool, to get to go around everywhere and stuff. But the other night I was on uh, what's her name? Box D RV. Is that her name?
I don't think
I
I've
don't
seen that
remember.
channel.
Her name is D, and she lives uh, in uh, in a converted. Was it a converted box truck, or maybe she has an RV now? I don't remember. She started out living in a car though, and so um, I she was taking questions, so I asked, well, how much does it cost a month to do that? Because all the stuff that I'd seen on RV Living or whatever it was, people seem to be doing it fairly cheap, living quite cheap on it. And you'd see all of these really young couples and stuff, and they'd say, well, they would just get jobs, here and there whenever they got to a place, and they would have enough money to get them to the next place, and
Hmm.
and I thought, well, it can't be that much because, when you go to a place, uh, you don't usually get the highest paid job right away, especially if your resume says that you've worked 20 jobs in the last year,
Right, right.
and so I thought, well, it can't be that much. So I had asked her the question, but she apparently didn't see it because she didn't answer it, or maybe she did see it and didn't want to answer it. But anyways, so from there, a guest that she had on there was Thin Blue Lane RV Living. It's a mouthful. But anyways, I went and I subscribed to his channel and I was watching his videos and stuff. And he had done a video where they broke it down on how much it actually cost a month. And
Uh-huh.
as I was adding it up, because he didn't actually say the full amount, he just had it broke down and told, you know, how much for each category and stuff. And so I was adding it all up and I was like, sheesh, it's costing him more to do that than it cost me to live here.
Wow.
in
Yeah.
my 4-bedroom house with a swimming pool and my mom next door and a barn and all my goats and chickens and ducks and cows and rabbits, oh my, and my
Yeah.
big garden that I can grow in and all of that. And I'm thinking, sheesh, I thought that, the appeal of it was not just to get to travel around the United States to wherever you wanted to go, but also that it was much cheaper to live on. But apparently not.
Yeah, you got to figure all the price of gas that they have to use to drive the rig,
Hmm.
and then they're renting those spaces to stay in. And I know the RV spaces to rent up here where I live are super expensive. It's like $800 for a week, for
Wow.
1 week.
Sure.
So yeah, I think the appeal probably is just to be able to live like gypsies and just travel.
Well, I was thinking, how in the world
Definitely can't be for
do
the
people
money.
afford it? Yeah. I'm like, to be able to do that, you'd have to, already live on
I mean,
retirement or something,
yeah.
I don't know.
And
I
that's what
don't know
my
how to do
grandma
it.
did. That's what they
Mhm.
did when they were retired. They would just travel from one part of the country to another. But then again, they were seniors, so they got the seniors discount and they stayed in the senior RV parks, which were cheaper. But some of these
Mhm.
RV parks are elaborate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Um, that Pirates Cove or something like that at Myrtle Beach. We
hmm.
drive by it when we go to the grocery store and stuff there, and it's like, wow, look at all that stuff.
Hmm.
I bet it cost a pretty penny
to stay
to
there.
have your RV in that park.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I
I
am
think
gonna
they
head.
do rent them though too.
I'm gonna head to bed. It's
Sounds
11:30 my time, and I gotta get up and make my boys breakfast before they head off into the snow and play in it for from 10 in the morning till 3 p.m.
wow. They playing it that long?
Yeah, they've got activity. It's the Klondike event, and which is basically snow survival rescue badge that they're trying to earn. And they made a rescue sled, and they're going to pretend like someone's in trouble, and they have to find them, and
Oh, well, that sounds like it'd
then they're
be
going to go
fun for them.
sledding. And, yeah, then they're going to go sledding, and they'll go inside to eat and warm up a little bit. But they got like all these making fire and tying
Oh, the Boy Scouts.
knots, all that Cub Scout stuff.
I tell you, I'd
So
like to find one of them really old Boy Scout handbooks, the ones where um, it's really old, where they teach them how to make the live traps and all that kind of
mhm.
stuff. Don't the new versions? They don't have that in it. You have to go way back to find them. I'd like to get my hands on one of them. That would be
I
cool
bet you could
to see
find
what they
one if
used to
you
teach.
you go on eBay and search for it. I
Yeah,
guarantee you'll be able to find one.
it would be really neat to see what they taught the Boy Scouts way back then.
Oh yeah.
A lot more stuff though is what I hear, but I've
Hmm.
never actually seen in one of the books, so I don't know.
I haven't either. My brother's an Eagle Scout, but even then, I don't think it was as much as the older versions. So,
Yeah, this is. I
but
think it said back in the 20s or 30s or something like
oh
that. It
yeah,
was
like when they
way
were
back.
when they were first established, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was way back. Um, the ones you have to look for. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that would that just sounds right up my alley. Ooh, what did they teach them back then? Yeah,
There's got
some
to
real
be.
history.
I don't know how much it would cost to get it, but I'm sure
Right.
there's got to be one around.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up on eBay and see what I can see what I can find because that would be kind of neat to see compared to what they
If you
teach
find
them
one, let me know
now.
how expensive it was. I'm just interested to know how much that would sell for, or someone would even ask. The asking
Hmm.
price would be.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't looked it up, but it would be neat to see.
Alrighty.
Alrighty,
Well,
let's
good
get out of
night.
here. It
It
was
was
nice
fun.
chatting with you again.
You too. Have a good weekend.
You too. I hope the boys have a good time tomorrow.
I'm sure they will. Bye.
Okay, bye bye. Okay, that's a wrap. Anybody see some names in here that you haven't checked out their channel before? Please go over and check out their channel. We've got Heritage Heart Homestead. We've got Drops Family Garden, Paragon Ridge Ranch. Let's see. Chasing America. Bar Run Forage. Forge. I think it came out Forage. Sorry. Bar Run Forge. And I think I already said Heritage Homestead. Heritage Heart Homestead. The Best Life. I'm scrolling through the comments to see. Oh, that's as far up as it'll let me go. I know there were some more in here. Let's see. Gail's Southern Living. She was in here. And oh, I know I'm missing somebody, and if I did, I'm so sorry. But people should be able to see the chat, and so they could scroll through and see. All right, everybody, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming to the live, and if you're on the replay, thanks for watching. Have a good night, and God bless you. Whoops.